Tranquility. It is something we all crave, yet so few of us truly experience. Our days are filled with noise, the constant buzzing of notifications, the endless cycle of news, the demands of work, relationships, and responsibilities. Peace feels like a luxury, a fleeting moment that disappears as quickly as it arrives. But over 2,500 years ago, a sage named Lao Tzu offered a different vision. He taught that tranquility is not something to chase, it is something to return to. It is our natural state, hidden beneath the noise of the world. His teachings, written in the Tao Te Ching, offer us a path back to stillness, to serenity, to harmony with life itself. Before we walk further on this path of Lao Tzu's wisdom, I invite you to join our community. If you feel inspired by these teachings, please subscribe to the channel, give this video a like, and share your reflections in the comments. Together, we can create a space of peace, wisdom, and strength, a sanctuary for the mind and spirit. Now, let us begin. Lao Tzu's path to tranquility begins with a simple yet profound idea. Nature already knows the way. Look at the sky at dawn, the steady movement of rivers, or the quiet growth of a tree. None of these things struggle, yet everything is accomplished. The sun does not rush to rise, yet it always arrives. The seasons do not argue with each other, yet spring always follows winter. This is the Tao, the way, the natural order of life. And tranquility is born when we align ourselves with this flow, instead of resisting it. He once wrote, "Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished." Think about how often we hurry, forcing decisions, pushing outcomes, running faster and faster as if rushing could bend time in our favor. And yet, what does hurrying really give us? Anxiety, restlessness, mistakes. Lao Tzu teaches us that tranquility comes when we slow down, when we trust that life unfolds in its own time. When we learn patience, we rediscover peace. Another timeless teaching of Lao Tzu is simplicity. He says, "Manifest plainness, embrace simplicity, reduce selfishness, have few desires." In today's world of endless desires, new gadgets, new goals, new comparisons, our minds are always restless. We believe happiness lies in the next thing, the next purchase, the next achievement. But the more we chase, the emptier we feel. Tranquility comes not from adding more, but from subtracting what is unnecessary. Imagine a cluttered room. When you remove the excess, space appears. The same is true of our minds. When we let go of needless desires, we create room for peace. But perhaps the greatest obstacle to tranquility is control. We try to control everything, people, outcomes, even life itself. And yet Lao Tzu reminds us, he who tries to control the world will lose it. The truth is, much of life is beyond our grasp. The weather, the actions of others, the unfolding of events. We cannot command them. And the more we try, the more we suffer. Tranquility begins when we release the illusion of control and accept what is. This acceptance does not mean weakness, it means freedom. Freedom from the chains of endless struggle against what cannot be changed. Consider the image of water. For Lao Tzu, water was the perfect symbol of tranquility. It is soft, gentle, yielding, yet it overcomes everything. It nourishes without demanding. It flows without resistance. When faced with obstacles, water does not fight. It finds a way around. Tranquility is like water. It is not loud, not forceful, but steady, enduring, and unshakable. There is also stillness. Lao Tzu wrote, "Be still. Stillness reveals the secrets of eternity." When was the last time you allowed yourself to be still? Not scrolling, not planning, not rushing, just still. In that stillness, the mind begins to quiet. The chaos begins to fade. Answers often emerge not when we think harder, but when we stop thinking altogether. Tranquility is not something we chase. It is revealed when the noise subsides. Let me share a story. A student once asked a Taoist master how to find peace. The master handed him a jar of muddy water and said, "Shake it." The student shook, and the water grew clouded. The master then said, "Now wait." Slowly the dirt settled to the bottom, and the water became clear. The master smiled. This is your mind. Stop shaking it with constant thoughts, and it will settle into peace. This is Lao Tzu's teaching in practice. Tranquility comes not through force, but through stillness. Another key teaching is humility. In a world obsessed with status and comparison, humility is rare, but it is the key to inner calm. Lao Tzu tells us, "The sea is king of 100 streams because it lies below them." The ocean is vast, not because it fights, but because it rests low, accepting all rivers into itself. Humility allows us to stop competing, stop proving, stop exhausting ourselves in endless battles for recognition. In humility, we find tranquility because we no longer measure ourselves against the noise of the world. And then there is the teaching of alignment, living in harmony with the Tao. Lao Tzu described this as Wu Wei, or effortless action. It is not inaction. It is action aligned with flow. Think of an expert dancer moving with the rhythm of the music. They are not struggling to force steps. They are simply in harmony. Life becomes tranquil when we live like this, acting at the right moment, resting when it is time to rest, moving when it is time to move. Tranquility is found in balance, not excess. But what does this mean for us today? It means slowing down in a world that worships speed. It means simplifying when society tells us to accumulate. It means accepting what is instead of endlessly fighting for what cannot be. It means finding strength not in force, but in gentleness. Lao Tzu's path to tranquility is timeless because it speaks to the eternal human struggle. How to find peace in a restless world. Imagine living this way, waking up without rushing, facing challenges with calm, letting go of what you cannot control, and finding joy in simple moments. This is not a fantasy. It is the fruit of practicing Lao Tzu's wisdom, and it is available to all of us, here and now. Lao Tzu reminds us that tranquility is not something outside us, it is something within us. We do not need to run to find it. We only need to return to ourselves, to align with the flow of life, to embrace simplicity, humility, and stillness. In doing so, we step onto the path to tranquility, the path Lao Tzu walked and offered to the world. If these teachings have touched your heart, I invite you once again to subscribe to the channel, give this video a like, and share your reflections in the comments below. Together, let's continue walking this timeless path, learning to live with balance, with flow, and with tranquility.